Yeah, we're live. Welcome to episode 1.5 of the Fantasy Fling podcast. Fantasy Fling, fantasy football without the commitment. Now, as I said on Twitter, at Fantasy Fling, way back in spring, we are going to be your center for the hot DFS deals. That is what we do. We bring you those deals. We are in the player prop market specifically. We have Thrive Fantasy, Monkey Knife Fights, and now Prize Picks. You can find them all in the App Store or on our website at fantasyfootballfling.com. They will have your deposit matched 100%. Just use code FLING with Monkey Knife Fights and Prize Picks and code FANTASYFLING with Thrive Fantasy. Welcome back. As always, this week we have myself and, of course, my other co-host, Eric. We have also brought Taco back this week unexpectedly,
I'm back.
But here he is.
I lost my I'm no longer undefeated. The co-host beat me. COVID beat me. Henry Juju out. That hurt. Bench didn't come through. AJ took a dump like he does every week. So I got to get back to winning this week. Got to get back.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's back to eat a little bit of crow. There are no more winless teams in our league. Taco was taken down after all the trash talk he talked last week, and I'm sure Eric will tell us more about that here in a minute. And then Eric and I are playing each other this week. Sadly, it's not looking good as far as our records, but you know, this is our first rodeo. We're in this thing. We'll be out.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Eric, go ahead. I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, a couple things. One, it sucks that we're both 1-3, and we both need to win right now, and one of us has to lose. Kind of bad timing. Sucks, but is what it is.
Yeah.
But you play the waiver wire, bounce back. And two, with Monkey Knife Fight, I wonder. I'm just curious how the hell they got that name. It's an incredible. I'm curious on the backstory of that, but I love it.
I think it's a Family Guy reference.
They know there. Is it what?
I think it's a Family Guy reference.
Is it? Well,
yeah, I think I can show you the. There's like a meme or GIF to it.
Oh, you might have to splice that in. But
two monkeys with knives fighting each other with people throwing money at them like a cockfight.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. See, I didn't even know that. I watched. But anyway, I love the name. They know their stuff, and so I love just intrigued by the name. So there you go. Maybe from Family Guy.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, let's go back over some of the hot plays of Week 4. We always try to do our best. Sometimes players just show up, and you're kind of surprised on how they did. Biggest surprise, Dak was about 39 points. I mean, it seems like every single week the Cowboys are chasing points. They're down by 30 points at fourth quarter, but they're still in it somehow.
Yes, their defense is chasing points too, as in trying to get out of the negative week after week.
Yeah, they have bad defense. Play against the Cowboys defense.
I mean, they got the Giants this week, I believe?
Yeah. They're going to make the Giants – they're going to make Danny Dimes look good. He's going to be Danny Quarters this week.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, moving on, you got Brady. He had 5 touchdown game, 33.5 points. Teddy Bridgewater looked incredible. 5 touchdowns.
Brady this week?
5? No. So just for reference, we're recording this on Friday. We usually record on Wednesdays. This is Friday. Paul is referring to the Thursday night game against the Bears. We threw 1 touchdown, I think. But the previous – so this is a review. Yeah, this is the hot plays of Week 4. Yeah. Thursday's technically Week 5.
My bad.
That's all right. It's all good.
We're not surprised, but it's okay.
It's okay. And so, I'll make this quick, but Brady, there's a lot of people who say, every time you hear him play, he's like, oh, he's 43 years old. We all get he's 43. They're like, oh, his arm is done. The guy's still got a pretty good cannon. He's not in his prime, but he's still got a good arm. If you actually watch,
he lit it up for sure.
If you watch his film, he has some really incredible throws. He's not done. I mean, they always want to bring his age up. But anyway, moving on. Lamar Jackson, I thought he was going to get like 40 points. He had a 50-yard touchdown run, which is half his points to begin with. But he had a 26-point, and then again, no surprise, Josh Allen. He made the list again. The guy's he from year 1 to 2 to 3, he's made some big jumps. He had like 25 and a half points. Moving on to running backs, I could say maybe you could say you could see it coming, maybe you didn't. But Joe Mixon, 42 points against the Jacksonville Jaguars. They have a bad run D. And it was kind of like the perfect storm, but sometimes the perfect storm doesn't always equal the perfect storm. Dalvin Cook, 28 points. Chris Carson, the dude looked like he was going to be out for the year. he got his knee like what do they call what an alligator does or crocodile? They take your leg and they take you under and they twist you. That's what the dude from I can't remember who he did it, the defensive player. He looked like he's out for the year. He comes back, puts up 25 points.
Have you seen the fine? The fine was like $9,000 or something.
That guy should be kicked out of the league. Honestly, that was bullshit because it was intentional. But wait, screw that guy.
Yeah.
Antonio Gibson. That was they're playing from behind the whole time. He cut a lot of passes. He had 22.8 points, and then McKinnon with no one else except for Jeffrey there. I mean, he had a good week as well at 22 points, 22.7. With receivers, one of the most talented guys in the whole league, OBJ. He put up some incredible numbers. He had 38 points, 38.4. What's funny about the whole thing about OBJ, though, is you're thinking, okay, Odell Beckham had an incredible week. It's like, oh, Baker must have tore it up. Nah.
No.
One of the touchdowns was from
Landry.
Yeah, Jarvis Landry probably threw for a better touchdown pass than Baker.
Oh,
but anyway, and Odell had an incredible run as well to seal the game up. The guy's a stud. He just doesn't have the volume.
Did you hear Landry's quote about that game? He
No.
said after that game, he felt like he threw one pass and he felt like he pitched 9 innings.
He needs to throw the ball more, I think, man. Well, it was a good pass, though. I think it was on the money, so hats off to him.
Deep ball, it's got it where it needed to be.
Amari Cooper, 33.5 points. I mean, it's not when you're behind by like 25, 30 points and just throwing the ball the whole time, they're all going to eat, except for Gallup. He's up and down, but still good. DJ Chark, he had a comeback week. So a lot of people counted him out. Like I think the previous week he had tried to like a knockout, like a linebacker over the middle, and he hurt his chest. And so he was out for that week and missed the next week. He came back fully healthy this week and just killed it with 2 touchdowns. He had 29.5 points. DJ Chark is a stud. Start him if he's healthy, if he's playing. Adam Thielen, another good week. I mean, they have, Van Jefferson or not Jefferson. Is it Jefferson? We mix the two up with the Vikings and the Rams. I mix the two up all the time. Anyway, Thielen's the stud of that offense. Now Diggs gone. And then Mike Evans, he seems to be on the list almost every week. Anywhere near the end zone, touchdown from Brady.
Hey,
every time.
I love what that man does. I had him for 1 week where it was two catches, 2 yards, 2 touchdowns. I'll take it. Points are points.
Hey, two, man. And last but not least, we'll kind of fly through these tight ends. Kittle, he said before the game came, he said, I'm ready to come back strong. I'm gonna crush this. The dude had 40 points. He caught almost every pass that was thrown to him. The guys, it takes like 3-4 guys to tackle him every time he touches the ball. Kittle's amazing.
Jimmy G's back this week too.
Yeah, looks like he's coming back. So,
but the Kittle thing is definitely
he's in this week.
Kittle definitely would have been, I think, the tight end 1 for the season had he not gotten hurt. And to be honest, if he has a lot of games like that, based on what the tight end position has been like and all the injuries, he might still finish as number 1 tight end.
He might, man. I mean, what's funny about Kittle is he actually seems to play better, at least statistically, when there's a backup in. It's like when the backups come in, like last year, not the year last year, but the year before, Nick Mullins. That was like a record year for him. It's like when the backup comes in, they just target the hell out of him, whether it's Beathard or Mullins, whatever. Guy's a stud, though.
It's just a safer throw to a tight end, so it's just kind of like a dump-off option. It's
when he goes into beast mode every time he catches the ball, I don't blame him for throwing to him. Mark Andrews, again, he's kind of touchdown reliant, but he seems to get a lot of touchdowns. It's like every week. Very few yards, but always a touchdown. It's like his guy in the red zone.
Right.
The 10 zone, the red zone.
We talked about that too.
Yep.
Last week he was kind of a bounce back candidate, and he did.
Dalton Schultz, he's also a part of the 17 points, 17.2 points. He was a point of a part of the Cowboys' miraculous comeback or almost comeback again. As long as their defense keeps playing the way that they do, you got to start him. He's pretty good. Right. Darren Waller, the Raiders, is kind of the same situation. I guess not the same situation at all. They don't have anyone to throw the ball to. The rookies are coming back this week, though, but, Darren Waller is he's 16 points, almost 17 points. To round it out, Austin Hooper, the Browns scored almost 50 points, and he was just a piece of that pie, but he is getting pretty good target share at 14.5 points.
Yeah.
And I think that's it for the hot plays. I probably went along on that. My apologies, but throw that back to you, Brandon. I don't know if you.
No,
Yeah, after you.
for sure. No worries. So my hot plays for the week, it's a short list. I didn't have many. This was a week where I did well in sportsbook, again, betting, but not so much in DFS. So the ones that I had that did well for me, like I said, it's a short list. Fitzpatrick, I got 26 out of him. And to be honest, we kind of went back and forth on it. We talked about it. We went back and forth last week. We talked about it a little
I got
bit.
beat by Fitzmagic.
You're damn right.
Yeah, he was more Fitz magic than tragic, but he wasn't. He still wasn't magic, I'd say.
I ran my mouth and my Eric cashed that check.
Yeah, there's a lot of garbage time. I ended up going with him just based on value and trying to squeeze some other guys into my lineup. So it ended up working out more or less. I will say, some of the other guys I stacked him with didn't work out as well, but is what it is. I did get 31 out of Dalvin Cook. It was, was trying to slam him and Kamara into my lineups all Sunday. And, I pretty much went heavy with Dalvin Cook. Same with Mike Evans. He really came up big for me. I got 28 out of him. I did do that. I did get Parker in there and 24 with him. And then Ronald Jones, Rojo, he's been a guy I've kind of leaned on, and mainly in DFS just because his price is pretty good. I got 21 out of him as well. Paul, I know you don't play DFF, but Eric, how did you do? Who were your hot plays?
Yeah, man, coming back, let me circle back to the Fitzpatrick thing. So if you actually watch the game, and I was watching it close because he's on my team, I'm trying to beat Paul over here. He didn't have until I guess it was kind of garbage time towards the very end. There was like 6 minutes left in the game.
Right.
He ran in from the 10-yard line, and he ran in a touchdown, which is 7 points. And then he got the 2-point conversion. So he got 9 points in like a 30-second segment. And before that, he could take 9 away from his original score. It was not a great week. So I will say.
Yeah, that's what I remember seeing.
It was garbage, kind of garbage time, but I remember talking about it as like, whether it comes to garbage time or not, I'll take it. But anyway. Yeah, exactly. I did play Mixon quite a few leagues this week. Last week, Mixon, the Jaguars are not a good run D. They give up a lot, and Mixon had kind of been – the volume has been there. It was just a matter of time, I think. I mean, I don't know if he's going to do it again this year, but kind of a matter of time with the volume that he's getting, all these touches every week. I did play Dalvin Cook. I played looking back to last week, I did play as one of the mentions that I put is Odell Beckham. They're playing the Cowboys, and so I was like, you got to throw him out there. I also
had a.
I stacked him with May. What's that?
OBJ had a Kanye-style meltdown on Twitter, like 1 day before the game. That dude was tweeting about every 3.5 seconds, straight nonsense. I was like, man, what is he trying to do? Is he trying to get out of there?
He's trying to go the AB route.
Sure enough, game time came on. He went off. Is he getting pooped on right now?
That's not something I want to even oh God. I had to grab my sheet from last week to see where I had some good plays and bad ones. The other ones, I like Mike Davis a lot last week.
Hey, I love him right now. Kind of don't want CMC to come back. I am digging the points.
Well, even when he does come back, it's not likely he's going to be – they're probably not going to give him the workload he ever had.
Absolutely.
You can't touch the ball every time. They're probably going to do – it's going to be like a 60-40 split probably when he gets full health. Would be my guess. Well, I mean, Mike Davis has shown that he's a good player. If you watch him on the film, he's actually good.
I mean, we clearly see Carolina didn't switch the game plan. They weren't like, oh, CMC's out. Let's go pass heavy. They're like, hey, man, you got to step up. This is the role you got to fill, and he's filling it.
Yep, absolutely. I'm trying to think of the other – those are the guys who did well for me. There's a few others as well, but, the big ones were OBJ and, Dalvin Cook. I was really high on Lamar Jackson, and he covered what we asked him to cover. He got almost 3X, but 2.5X, but I thought he'd get more. But, for me, those were the main ones.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of, as much as I love playing, DraftKings and, FanDuel, those of the world, to win money, you have to have like a lot of things go right. You have an entire lineup of like 9 players, and you're going with a salary cap. So this year I've started playing the player props, and what I really like about playing that, specifically like on Prize Kings, or Prize Picks, is you are only selecting 2 to 4 players. So Prize Picks, you're selecting those players, you're guessing whether they go over or under on stats, such as yards, receptions, touchdowns, whatever it be. And you do get score points on right predictions. So specifically like on Prize Picks, you can do, like last week, this is actually kind of like a walk of shame that I'm going to get into in a minute. But you could select like Rodgers and Mahomes.
When I party with you.
Yeah, you have been. So you could select like Rodgers, Mahomes, and let's say 25 points is what they're going for. So you could do over, under. So I went over on both of those. And then if you do like a parlay, you can get like a 3 extra entry if you win. So you really only need 2 things to happen as opposed to like 9 for like DraftKings or FanDuel. So that's what's really fun with it. Speaking of the walk of shame, that is our next segment that I'll get into. I lost those entry picks because I did Rodgers and Mahomes. I figured Mahomes and Rodgers would both go over their point totals. For Rodgers was 25. Mahomes was 20. Was just 20. No, it's 25 as well. Rodgers got 29 points and Mahomes only got 20. So really thought he'd finish above 27, but he didn't. Is what it is on other walk of shame. I mean, there was just a lot of them. I fell to 1 and 3 this week. Let's talk about Kenyon Drake. I just don't know with this guy. So sick of waiting for him to come around. It was a perfect matchup. He should have easily scored a lot of points. He didn't. 3 points that just crushed my DraftKings lineups. Another one, we talked about it earlier, Eric, off air, not playing Joe Mixon. Waiting around on Mixon to come around all season. Everyone was saying, play Mixon this week, play Mixon this week. Been burned by the guy so many times I just couldn't. And he went off. 2 points out of the Texans D. I really thought that it would be the week for them to get a win. So they're playing Minnesota. The schedule lighten up. They're not playing the Ravens. They're not playing the Chiefs. No, it didn't matter because
Bill. The Texans lighten up. It's the coaching staff this week. That definitely got lightened up.
Sure. Yeah. Bill O'Brien is going to Bill O'Brien. And
unemployed.
It's like I tweeted about earlier. Another Belichick disciple bites the dust. They say the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree, except the Belichick tree. The fruit falls very far, I'm pretty sure. So he's now unemployed, and I'm taking a walk of shame.
Some team will.
What about you, Eric?
The Washington football team still exists. The Jets still exist.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me that I would say, there's a few. The number 1 overall is 100% Kenyon Drake. He crushed my lineups. I put him basically in the flex spot everywhere in DraftKings. It's like, all right, he's got a great matchup. And the problem is it's a poison, right? It's like, okay, well the Panthers are the worst rushing team, worst against the rush in the league. Okay, now he's playing the Jets, and the temptation is there again. It's like, okay, the Jets suck.
Right.
Can't stop anybody. But so did the Panthers. So I'm like, he crushed me last week, and I'm tempted to do it this week. But like, it's like, do I want to get? The problem is the 1 week I decide, I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. He's gonna blow up. But Kenyon Drake, he killed my teams. This
point is just throwing shit at a wall and hoping it sticks, right?
I feel like I could run for more yards than he did. I weigh 190 pounds. I don't know, but he was bad. He was bad. I don't know. Look, last year more and more is just looking like an anomaly of that 5-game stretch where it was just I don't want to say luck, but just it'll never happen again. Like he's showing he had never did anything in the NFL before that, and he's kind of showing his colors. But anyway,
that's me in our league with AJ Green. I had to use him in that COVID bowl we had last week, I had to throw him in, and 0.6 points. Not even a point.
Not even a point.
I don't even know what's going on over there. They don't trust him. They either trade him. I don't know.
He's
Sad.
You
Back
know,
on the bench you go.
there was two things coming with Green. It's like you took him in the 7th or 8th round or whatever, 6th to 8th round. It's like you're gonna either be, he's gonna crush it, or he's gonna he's past his prime and washed up.
It's like he came off that injury, and I don't know if he's past his prime. It seems like he's scared to come off that injury. He just said he was almost in football shape, whatever that means when you're coming into week 4. But when you see him out on the field, it's like the man is scared to catch the ball. He can't catch it. I don't know. It's hard to watch. I want to see that, the commercial time again. AJ Green, hands like glue. Man, it's not happening.
But to round back around and round up my other one, I played Gesicki in quite a few lineups. I thought because they were playing the Seahawks, it would be, a lot of throwing, and he got 2 points. He had 1 catch for 15 or 2.5 points, 1 catch, 15 yards. Gesicki kind of killed me as well. Played him in quite a few lineups. Mistake there.
Anderson, man. 1 week you up, one next week you down. Wow, it's wild.
Yeah. But
The other ones?
See, I'm looking back at the ones that I had suggested. I mentioned to play Baker. I thought Baker Odell Beckham had a great game, and I was like, okay, Baker's probably is too. He had like 15 points or something. It was pretty bad. Like I thought the stack would be incredible, especially in a GPP situation. But yeah, that's probably the other one is
still love watching Cowboys lose.
It's pretty bad.
Hate.
Well, speaking of, I did my own walk of shame, but I'm going to nominate 2 walk of shames. They're both in our league. Next one here, a trade proposal I got from a Mr. Coley Woods, at Coley Woods on Twitter. Tell him how awful this is. I got Kelsey and Jacobs on the trade block. It's fine. I'm interested. No one's like untouchable. I'm interested in any trade that, makes my team better. This isn't it, Coley. Offers me Allen Robinson and TJ Hawkinson for Josh Jacobs and Travis Kelsey.
Was the Me Too movement notified of this? Because this sounds like a rape case.
Yeah, this is an attempted assault. Yeah.
So
that would be number 1. Second walk of shame. Paul, you talked a lot of shit last week and you lost, bud.
Hey.
What happened?
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, I lost. Cam was Dirty Dick in some IG models or something. I don't know. King Henry.
I thought you had Breezy. I
had to put in Breezy, all right? I wanted to put in Cam. I can't make an excuse with Cam because Eric had to sit Roethlisberger, so I'm not even going to talk. Let's go past the quarterbacks. I'll be fine with that because Eric set Roethlisberger. I had to sit Henry, and I had to sit Juju. Who came in for them? A.J. Green, Slayton. Also, it was just an ugly day. Gold got me 2 points. Hunter Henry 4 points. AJ Green. I don't think he got on the team bus. I don't know what happened there. It was just to be honest with you, it was just an ugly game.
Happens, man. It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, we went into Monday Night Football like, is this what's going to happen here? And then that was a smart move by you. You had you put in 2 Chiefs players. You were like, he's got to throw to somebody.
Well, of course I had Hill. Hill was my number 2 pick, and then I threw in Hardman as
a good move. That was a good move. I saw that. You're like, yeah, somebody's got to catch a ball. It's going to go up in the air. Somebody's got to catch it. Smart move. Got you the W. Good for you. But yeah, I get it. Yeah, man. I took Henry, lost Juju, lost Cam.
Although I will say you had to bench the Steelers' number 2 receiver, by the way. Juju's number
Yep.
2 on the Steelers.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. All right. I'm no longer undefeated. Moving back to family again, huh? Going against Ryan this week.
Yeah, he had a good start with Evans. Yeah.
Mike Evans
Not a
doing
good
what?
start, a
Who's he
decent
got?
start.
Who's he got? How many times did Brady throw to his receiver?
Wait, no.
Speaking of, we talked about
Oh, yeah.
Brady, about how he's not bad. He looked awful last night. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
He did look
Yeah,
bad.
he still has zip on the ball.
Yeah.
But the Brady that you've seen, he seems to be declining mentally. Like he doesn't have the same poise as he once had, like going through his progressions. He forces the ball way too much. It's really odd to see from a guy like Brady who was just so stellar for all those years with the Patriots. And this is dating back to last year when he was with Belichick and McDaniel still. He's just not sure what's going on with him. Just not making smart decisions with the football.
Yeah, he's been.
I mean,
real up
and he
down
forgot
this
that
year.
there was 4 downs.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
It's 3rd down. It's 4th down. Is this Colorado in their national championship year? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, he definitely has been very up and down. And my comment was more so based on his arm. Like people were like, oh, he's 43.
No, you're right.
His arm is
You're right
bad.
about that.
But no,
It's not
I
a noodle
agree.
arm.
He
Yeah.
definitely seems he's definitely not in his prime anymore. But I'd take him over.
Yeah.
My team's the Raiders. I'd rather have Brady than Carr. I think a lot of
Sure.
teams would take Brady over their current quarterback. But I agree. He's
I'm a
definitely
Broncos fan.
declining.
I'd take Brady over Ripon, Driscoll. We'll see on lock.
Yeah, man.
But
I mean,
yeah, man.
yeah.
It's Brady, and I love to hate on the man because I'm a Broncos fan. I mean, he threw 5 touchdowns the week before. Do you think he's going to just come back pissed off? He's coming against the Packers, and their defense isn't exactly doing a lot of things. Rodgers is a dangerous man. You see Aaron Rodgers smiling. Happy Aaron Rodgers is a dangerous Aaron Rodgers.
I'll bet you $100 on that game.
RELAX.
They're going to get smoked.
I hope it's just showdown. I hope it's like
Let's move it along.
5 to 43.
We got the week 5 hot plays in front of us.
So we should preface this with these hot plays. We'll have Paul go at the very end, I think, so we can think about this because we don't give Paul any information. We don't give him any heads up. We're like, Paul, just come join. So he's not prepared.
Yeah.
So let's have Paul. Let's have Brandon and I do some plays and have Paul at the end. Just throw some out there. Let's see how he does. Let's see how he does with no research. I mean,
sure. He'll probably just repeat what we say, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we're going to start off with the Vegas totals. Again, when you do the Vegas totals, they're Vegas for a reason. They tell you which are likely to be the highest scoring games on the slate, so you can kind of pick and choose your players from that. So number 1, we have Kansas City and Las Vegas Raiders at 56 points. We have Dallas and the Giants because, I mean, we know these two teams don't play defense. They're at 54. Houston and Jacksonville at 54. We have Atlanta and Carolina. Again, they don't play defense either in either of those towns, 53.5. And then we have Baltimore and Cincinnati at 51 points.
When you play
we
Dallas,
shall start off.
It's like taking out the goalie and just adding the 6th player. It's like, let's just go without the goalie. It's okay. We'll still win.
Yeah.
All offense.
Yeah.
Anyway,
exactly. And no worries, Eric. You start off with quarterbacks.
Sorry to interrupt you there on that, man. It made me think of the analogy of a hockey when they just sit the goalie. They sit the goalie and they're just going for pure offense for scores. That's like the Cowboys every week. So for quarterbacks, there's 2 players I really like. Teddy Bridgewater, he's looked like a stud. He's playing against the Falcons who give up points to everybody. I think he's a great player this week at 5,900. He's cheap. And Deshaun Watson, I know he's disappointed this whole year. He's not played well, but he is playing the Jaguars. I think he's going to have a great game. And plus, Brandon, you and I talked about this earlier. Like sometimes when a team that's actually a good team, they're not bad. It's just, but Bill O'Brien's gone. That the morale increases,
Yep.
the camaraderie increases, everything goes up. I feel like Deshaun Watson's just going to crush it this week. So I'm playing him everywhere I can.
Absolutely. And I'm with you on both of those. I mean, just watching the Texans, I mean, I thought they were really going to go off last week, and they really didn't. But it was obvious that, reports surfaced this week that, Bill O'Brien and J.J. Watt, a Hall of Famer, J.J. Watt, future Hall of Famer, were getting in a shouting match in practice like weeks before this happened. So they're ready. I mean, you see it all the time when you have a talented team and they don't really respect their coach anymore, and they've been losing a lot. And you trade a guy like DeAndre Hopkins. Once that coach is gone, the morale goes up. And, if there was ever a spot for Watson in that offense to go off, I feel like it would be now. With you, I like Teddy this week too, and that is one of the higher scoring games on the slate. I also really like, believe it or not, Daniel Jones against Dallas. Just at his price. At Danny Dimes, maybe Danny Quarters, Danny 50 Cent. I don't know.
Could be Danny Nichols again. Danny
Get rich or die trying. That's what I'm going to roll with this week with Danny.
He might be a good GPP play, honestly, because you could shit the bed or you could kill it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like Lamar Jackson as well. And, going against Cincinnati. And I feel like Kyler Murray could bounce back. Dak would be a guy that I really like. I just don't think his price, kind of justifies it, if I'm trying to squeeze some other players into, the Dallas Cowboys in my lineups. So, but let's move on. Running backs, who you got?
We get Paul's throw 2 quarterbacks out, Paul. Who do you think of this week? What you got? And by the way, we preface this. We do some research, but Paul's just kind of he's winging it. Let's see what you got, man. 2 QBs.
Just give us one.
Or one QB.
Just to save time here.
All right. Roethlisberger against the Eagles.
All right, let's do it. Well, Brandon, I'd love that because I'm playing him against Brandon. So, yeah. Let's do it, Big Ben.
Big Ben.
All right.
They're healthy. Let's start throwing.
It could be a good play.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. I got to mark down.
It could be a good play.
As you said, run out of running backs. I started quarterbacks. You want to start this off, Brando?
Yeah, so with that KC game being KC in Vegas, Las Vegas Raiders game being the high scoring on the slate, you got to get someone from there. I'm not really in on Mahomes, but really in on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I also, on the other side of that, I know it's not really ideal to take 2 running backs, from the same game if you think it's going to be high scoring. Normally you'd stack like a running back and some wide receivers. But as a Jacobs owner, I do really feel like he was due for some positive regression. So I'm willing to gamble on him in a couple lineups at least. I also really like Kareem Hunt. There's no Chubb there. I know the matchup isn't super ideal, but as far as the talent, I really do believe in Hunt. I like Mike Davis this week. I feel like that's a good matchup as well versus Atlanta. And, of course, Zeke. You got to go with Zeke as well. I'm really high on him this week. And potentially David Johnson. I mean, it is a good matchup. I'm just not a huge David Johnson believer. But, you got to play the guy at some point. So if you think the Texans are going to – if you think the Texans are going to blow up and they're going to score a lot of points, they could get into a positive game script for David Johnson.
For a change.
What do you say, Eric? Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you what. It's like you're reading my list because just to specify, we do this. We don't talk about who our players are. We don't talk about who we're going to talk about, who we're discussing on this. We do it separately. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes there's going to be overlap, and maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. So the first guy on my list was James Robinson, the undrafted free agent who's kicking the shit out of.
Yeah, for sure.
This is unprecedented for what he's doing, but he's playing against.
I forgot to put him on there.
And he's only 6,700. He's 200 more than Kareem Hunt, but he's definitely in play for me. Kareem Hunt, the only way he'd be held back is the growing injury, but the guy's a stud. The guy's a beast. The other 2 I had on my list were ones that Brandon mentioned, but Mike Davis, he's continually underpriced every week. He should be priced at like maybe 80% of McCaffrey, and he's not. He's not even close. And you look at the last one I had was Clyde Edwards-Helaire, CEH. He's 6,800. The Raiders, their defense can't stop anything, so I'll take him as well. Those were my 4 guys. I think 3 are the same on Brandon's list, but I agree with most of those. I think they're all good plays. Paul, throw out 2 backs real quick within 30 seconds.
Who you got?
Unless I'm completely wrong and he's not healthy because I missed it because I do not follow Rams football that much. Henderson against Washington.
Yeah. Okay. And
I think Cam Akers is back, but
he is back 100%. I just didn't want to say that. You can't change it now, man. You didn't. That's the point. He doesn't. It's okay. I still love you.
don't follow it.
Test has been graded. Fail.
No, it's okay. That's the point, though. And who else? Henderson.
I go with Dalvin Cook. I mean, that's just
right.
reliable. That man is just. I mean, he's going against the Seahawks, but that man is just.
Yeah, he's a safe
I've
bet.
had Madison since the beginning of the season. I picked him up during our draft thinking, hey, maybe their backup might get hurt. I'm not wishing any ill on Cook. I'm not trying to get Cook hurt. I do not want the man hurt. If I had to drop Madison, that'd be fine. I don't want to do like tearing up an ACL, but if he had to step up in that role, Madison, I think, could step up in that role. But Dalvin Cook, the man keeps putting up numbers week after week. He's just a fucking workhorse.
It's a good pick, man. Cook is, if you watch him on film, like he's much better than Madison, but he's a stud.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm not saying Madison's even comparable to Cook. All I'm saying is that offensive line is doing work. The offense is doing the work in the run game, and it's working so far.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate the input. Well, like I said, I marked everything you had. Like 2 of them were contrarian plays, the Big Ben and Henderson. Cook is probably, it's not chalk, but he's around there. But we move on to receiver. I'll start that bad boy out because the first 2 that I have are 2 guys from the Cowboys. It's Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. The difference is the price. Cooper's 74, CeeDee Lamb 6,000. They're both in play. I until the Cowboys can stop anybody, I'm going to continue to play them. They're offensive players. And the other one I have is Robbie Anderson. He's 5,900. No matter what format you're in, whether it's standard or full PPR, he's either receivers 8 or receiver 11. He's a number 1 receiver. He's a wide receiver 1 this year over DJ Moore through the whole year. So until Robbie Anderson, again, same thing. Until he doesn't perform, I'm going to play him. He's only 5,900. He can go off for 30, 40 points any week. The last one I have is Deontay Johnson, the number 1 receiver on the Steelers. He's only 5,600, and he's coming off the concussion he had. He was going to play last week, it sounded like. Then they didn't play because of the whole things with the Titans. He had another week to prepare. I think Deontay Johnson is going to kill it, and he's only 5,600, so I like him this week a lot.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. I have Deontay Johnson as well. He's kind of forgotten about, kind of goes to like recency bias.
Number 1.
For sure. Yes. I do like him this week. I'm with you on Robbie Anderson. That game slate, it's like start wide receivers against Atlanta. Robbie Anderson is that man this week, and he's been the number 1. He's been incredible.
Yep.
You look at the Dallas and New York Giants game. There's a lot in that game. It's just picking the right guys. Is it going to be Cooper? Is it going to be Gallup? Cooper would probably be more cash. Gallup, you could play him in cash too, but definitely you could go off in GPP. On the other side of that, bring it back. I like Slayton as well. Specifically, if you're going to go Daniel Jones, you got to stack him with Slayton.
100% GPP play. Good call. Yeah, good call.
Yeah. And then for me, it's Marquise Brown. This dude hasn't had any touchdowns. Like, he is ready to go off. He's open. Lamar Jackson just needs to stop overthrowing him. Like, just put the ball in his hands. Drop it in the basket. He's going to get some points for you. I do like him this week. I mean, we're week 5. He's ready. It's got to be him. And I do like N'Keal Harry as well. The Broncos, again, they're banged up at corner. So, N'Keal Harry can definitely deliver for you this week. Paul?
I like it, man. I
Wide
like those
receivers?
receivers. Yeah.
All right. Well, I got Slayton on my team, and he's going up against the Cowboys. With our COVID rules of our league, that is going to be my replacement in case Henry doesn't play. I'll put Henry in flex just for the game, just to let
Make
you
sure
know.
you put that. Make sure you put that in the chat so I can put it. Thank you. So I can document it.
10 a.m. Sunday.
Yeah. Thank you.
Love my two commissioners. You guys are.
By the way,
Got video
just
evidence of it, though.
just
by the way.
to understand what Paul's talking about, this isn't season long stuff. My suggestion for you commissioners out there, because of all this COVID bullshit, you never know when a game is going to be pushed back, or whatever. Any game that's delayed because of COVID or a Monday night game, allow people to designate a player as a replacement player for people who may not play, so they don't get a zero. So like if Josh Allen's set to play on Tuesday and he doesn't, you allow them to back up a quarterback. Say, hey, if this guy doesn't play, I'll choose him instead. You get the points anyway. Just a thought for commissioners out there. You may just want to think about it.
It's a great
I know this
rule.
is DFS podcast, but just something to think about.
No,
if you're
I know it's not. I know it's not. But just throwing that out there.
Slayton and
Tyler Boyd doing that well. I mean, Tyler Boyd. What's AJ doing? Sleeping? He got a camping trip. Me and him are going fly fishing this weekend, so he ain't catching shit. Burrow still loves to throw it. Let's get him involved.
let's do it, man. That's a good. He's been the number one receiver for the whole season. It's not a bad call. It's a very probably not GPP call, but a very safe cash game call for sure. Good call, Paul. Ryan.
Good.
Didn't mean to be. Let's roll on to tight ends. Let me knock this out quick. I'm going back to Gesicki for 5K. He burned me last week, but I know he's pretty talented. Darren Waller, because I'm assuming the Raiders are going to be playing from behind and he's their best receiver. And then Logan Thomas. So Dwayne, what's his name? Goddamn, Redskins quarterback. The Washington football team.
Yeah,
Dwayne Haskins on the Washington football team. I apologize. I truly do. He's benched, and they said Alex Smith is the backup. So not only is he he didn't just get benched. He's literally like Alex Smith is the backup. He's the third string now. So Haskins is done. So anyway, I'm going back to Logan Thomas again. With that being said, Kyle Allen's starting, and I kind of thought from the beginning of this year that Alex Smith is the best quarterback on the team. He'll probably take over halfway through. But I'm taking Logan Thomas again.
Haskins is going to be at Sportsbook with Brandon betting.
Yeah, you will be.
How deep?
He's going to be out of a job soon. Yep.
Well, good. Yeah, I really like Jonnu Smith. If there's no AJ Brown, no Corey Davis, who are they going to throw to, assuming they play?
Good call.
But we shall see. Kittle, you got to go back to Kittle this week. The dude's a beast. I mean, I just feel like it's worth paying up for a tight end like that, as opposed to having some of these tight ends who are just, putting up nothing, 2.0, whatever it may be. Kelsey, I'm a Travis Kelsey owner in our league. He has not scored a touchdown since week 2. That has to change. He's due for some positive regression. He's due to get in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the highest scoring game on the slate. I feel like, honestly, I heard it suggested. Some people even mentioned starting Kittle and Kelsey this week. If you can maybe get some value somewhere else, I feel like those two are pretty set to go off. I like what you mentioned with Waller. I'm with you on that. I also think Ebron, people have forgotten about him as well. So he could end up doing well for you this week too. That's all I got for tight ends.
I like it, man. I like it. What about you, Paul? Throw in at one tight end.
I mean, I'd love to see George Kittle go off with Jimmy GQ coming back. He's got a couple weeks off. He clapping cheeks of some porn stars. He's nice and relaxed. He's game ready. Let's get him back out there. I mean, I got Hunter Henry on my team. We'll see how that goes this week. I guess he is on the Superdome against Breeze, and Breeze loves to go off, so maybe he'll get some action.
Yeah, man. So your call is Hunter Henry?
Yep.
All right, I like it. That's another.
Kittle will be my ideal
Paul,
choice.
We might have to rename Paul the Contrarian, because they're all most contrarian plays. So I like it, man. I like it. I do like it. You're the contrarian. Paul Taco Contrarian. We'll kind of put some sort of nickname for sure. But
Yeah, buddy.
and defense, we don't really test the defense too much. There are two that I like this week. One is Patriots. No offense to the Bronco fans, but I don't.
I got 'em in
Patriots
this
probably have a
week.
good defense.
Yeah.
And then the other one is the.
But I'm playing the Pats D. I've had them all season.
Yep.
I feel confident about it this week.
It's probably going to be a good week for the Pats. And the other one I have is the Cardinals. Is Joe Flacco better than Darnold? I don't know, but they suck either way.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the Cardinals defense as the other one. So Cardinals and Patriots. 2 Ds I like.
I mean, Rams defense against Washington.
I like that call, Paul. I already marked you down. Gotcha. Rams D got you good. How about you,
Yeah,
Brando? What do you got?
That's what I had. It's probably going against Kyle Allen, which, he might actually be better than Haskins.
True.
But we'll see.
Is.
I also have – yeah. Oh, geez. Coley just texted me a proposal sent that I think you'll be happy with.
Oh, boy.
Let's hear it. Let's do it live.
It's going to be a real sad when this trade goes
We're
through.
doing
Here's what we're going to do. Paul and I are going to give a grade from F to A. A plus to F.
Doing it live.
Let's go.
All right, let's see what this says.
F. I'm kidding. I don't even know what it is.
It's gonna
Oh,
be
God.
a thing.
Okay. This is actually what I suggested earlier. I might just take this. So I give Kelsey, Jacobs, and Burrow. I get Allen Robinson, Lamar Jackson, TJ Hawkinson, and DeAndre Swift.
And you give up Kelsey. The Burrow, I don't know. The Burrow, I think he's okay, but the Jackson's a big one in the thing. So Burrow, or you give Kelsey and who? And Jacobs?
I give Kelsey, Jacobs, and Burrow.
Okay.
And I get Allen Robinson, Lamar Jackson, TJ Hawkinson, and DeAndre Swift.
I think that's actually pretty fair, to be honest with you. I'd rate that like a that's pretty fair, I think.
Yeah.
I wanted Jacobs, so I want to say that's an F. But
here's my problem though with this, because we got to get this figured out. A, Allen Robinson played last night. B, TJ
I didn't think
Hawkinson's
about that.
on bye this week.
Oh.
So if we do this trade, can I get confirmation that I get Allen Robinson's points for this week?
Doesn't work like that.
What?
No, man, it doesn't
What do
work
you
like
mean?
that.
No,
You don't get another guy's
no.
points. Come on now. I'm commissioned, but what do you think, Paul? Does he get his points?
Go through till Tuesday.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you don't get those points. I'm sorry, man.
No, come on now.
I'm sorry.
It's borderline collusion there.
That's a good
So
trade.
what if I accept this trade and it happens on Monday?
I mean, to be honest
Or
with you, I
Tuesday.
don't think Sleeper's going to let you do it. I mean, you can accept it, but I'm pretty sure it's going to give you some
It
points
won't
and
get
just gonna
processed
give you
until
the,
Wednesday.
it's going to give you the off-roster designation.
Yeah. So I didn't think about what you said about A-Rob. Like in general, without like him playing on Thursday, I think that's a good trade. But because he already played, I would say no. And I want you to say yes because it's going to hurt your team. But and I'm playing against you, but I love you, so I'm going to say.
Well, I can't do it this week because TJ Hawkins is on a bye.
And Rob played. A-Rob played.
And Robinson has already played.
Yeah.
I will make this trade on Tuesday.
Yeah, I think it's a good trade, but I think now, it doesn't make sense. But I think it's actually fair for both of you, honestly. Like I usually think sometimes trades are one-sided really heavily, and I think this one's actually really fair. Truly, I do.
They are, yeah. I guess back to
yeah.
So I think we'll do the trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway.
And then I roasted him, and he sends me his ears must be ringing, and he sends me a trade proposal.
I'm gonna edit the other one out.
Right?
No, with like last final words, that's a good trade for both of you. The Burrow thing, I'm not sure of. I think you could find a replacement player for him, but Jackson is not a replacement type quarterback. So, I think it's a good trade for you, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's pretty even. As far as defenses, I had Houston versus Jacksonville. I think, again, we talked about it earlier. I feel like they could bounce back. And Arizona, I really like that play against Flacco. Come on now. That offensive line is horrible, and we saw what Flacco did in Denver with a horrible offensive line. He's gonna get his neck broke. He already had his neck surgery this past summer.
Flacco Orange.
I get it.
Well,
It's
yeah.
the Smash Brothers. I got you. Falco Punch, man. I got you. I got your reference. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite games, Smash Brothers. Paul, one defense, go.
I mean,
Oh, you said Ramsey. Sorry, no, you already did one. I'm sorry.
Patsy against Denver this week.
I'm sorry. I thought you said Ramsey. Okay. Pats and Ramsey, got it. It was my fault because you already said that. You already said it, and I forgot.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna go with the Pats. That's on my team against Denver. Denver's gonna go into their 16th string quarterback.
Yeah, man.
They're just making up plays now. Everyone's injured.
Tell you what, guys, this was an awesome podcast. We're getting better every time we do it. I think we rounded out what we need to do. And if Brando, if you want to take us home, let's do it, baby.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming back, Taco. We really appreciate it. Again, all of our deals you can find online at fantasyfootballfling.com. Prize Picks, Monkey Knife Fight, Family Guy reference apparently, and Thrive Fantasy you can find in the App Store. We are also on Twitter at Fantasy Fling. We are on Instagram at Fantasy Football Fling. And we are also on YouTube, Fantasy Football Fling. So check us out, like, subscribe, all the above. Appreciate y'all. Good luck this week. We will see you next week.
Thank you all. Thank you for my fellow veterans out there, including you, Paul. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good night.